What is happening, everyone? You are here in TROP-CAST episode 35. I am your host, Ronan Fox. With me today is the usual Paddy Toner. How are you, Paddy?
Who the hell is that guy in there? Who's that fucker? What's the crack?
And absolute noob himself. Too old for gaming. Our dear friend, we asked him to come on the show. He says he's a little bit nervous. I don't believe him. I think he's a legend. It is John Fogarty, John Aldinio. How are you keeping, my friend?
I'm keeping good as always, dudes. I'm keeping good.
Welcome to TROP-CAST.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
How does it feel to be on the show for the first time?
It's a real honor, guys. It's a real honor. I'm blessed. You know I love you.
We love you too.
Yeah, so John has been creating content for since forever, actually, but he really got into it in the last, year or so, John?
About the last year that, yeah. Like, I've been kind of going heavy at it since I started, really, but I started trying to get, more series together and trying to be a bit more cohesive with it in the recent times, yeah, and doing the streaming, so it's all going good.
Yeah, no, I have to say now, your stuff has, I love it, to be honest. I love just the humour that you bring, and you put an awful lot of effort, and it really does show in your content. And I mean, we're lucky to have you on the show. I'm delighted that you said yes to coming on. So hopefully you'll be a solid member from here on out, and we can get your content out to the masses, which I think it deserves. So, guys, we start every show with what we are playing. John, you are our newcomer, so what have you been playing over the last couple of weeks?
God, that's a hard one. Oh no, it actually isn't. I've been playing pretty much non-stop Tarkov. I'm absolutely addicted to the game. I've been recording it, I've been streaming it, and I've been just playing it in my free time as well. It's taken up a big chunk of my life, but you know what? Sure, why not? It's a fantastic game.
There was rumour that you didn't want to actually come on to the show because you wanted to play more Tarkov. Isn't that right?
Oh, definitely, yeah. I was trying everything. I was trying to weasel out of it. I was like, blah, blah, blah. But no, it was all Tarkov. But I decided, it's probably a better idea to go onto the show,
So tell me, because you know that I am very interested in getting this game. Paddy has got the game, and I am crazy to get it. And in fairness, you explained it in a very long message to me why I should get the game. I think it was about a 300-word thesis on why I should get Escape from Tarkov.
I had to convince you.
I really needed convincing, but I am going to be picking that game up tomorrow, and I'm hoping that you're going to show me the ropes. But give us, I suppose, the audience, the fact that it's still in its beta form, and not a lot of people have really jumped in and gave it a try. There's a couple of people on the community. Kim Monday is another guy that has jumped into that game, and he says the same as you. He loves that game. So give us an overview of why you like the game so much, and what keeps you kind of coming back to it.
Well, the weird thing about the game for me is that it's not the kind of game that it's a game I would kind of try, but it's a game that would never really hook me. Because I'm not really too big of a multiplayer FPS type of person, because I usually, to be honest with you, I usually suck at them. And I'm quite bad at this game as well. But what keeps me going is it's so much. I love the way the way I described it weirdly is without any money, without any negative connotations. It's a little bit like gambling. You have to go in and you're going in there with the loot that you have fought for. Basically, the loot that you have fought for, you're putting on the line every time you go onto a map. So you're putting something on the line to gain more stuff. So in that kind of sense, to me, it's kind of got the same allure as gambling, and that, as you know, that can be quite addictive.
Yeah.
But also, it's just the gunplay, the fact that, and a lot of people might be turned off by this, but the sheer difficulty of it, the fact that if you're not wearing the right armor, the right helmet, you can just get one tapped, and that's it. Good night, I read. Start a new raid. But it's mainly just the mechanics, the whole looting mechanic. Just I found a thing, and it's like, this is really rare. Let me get it.
The loot is really kind of a major aspect of it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because the main idea is that you have a stash outside of your main, that's what you've fought for all your career. That's all the stuff you've gotten out of other raids, and you're basically trying to sell stuff you don't want, and you're trying to build up your guns to buy different attachments or find different attachments and just get the best gear you can to go out and find more stuff. And then at that stage, it's like watching your money go up. It's just a fantastic
So
game.
I need to ask you something, because here is where my worry starts to creep in. When you start reading about the game or you start looking at videos, you hear that it's a map that's full of NPCs and player control characters. Do you ever get cheaply killed by the NPCs? Are they kind of overly aggressive, or do you know what I mean? Or are they well balanced, is what I'm trying to say.
I think they're well balanced, but not in like the sense that they're all the same. I've found, this is just my own personal experience.
Okay.
I've found that sometimes you can come up against an NPC and he sees you and he goes, "Ha, blah, blah, blah." He screams in Russian at you, and he just like, he'll take about 5 or 6 shots at you and he could miss with every single one.
Okay.
And then you can come across a different one and he can one tap you in the head. And again, good night, Irene. So it's weird. I do think though, if you have the right armor and the right everything on you, you have a good chance against the scabs, which are the NPCs.
Yeah.
And I actually like them because, as I said, I'm kind of terrible at against other people. I'm like, the way there's these hot shots in multiplayer shooters out there. It's nice to have NPC AI control things that you can loot and you can get kills, even just to practice the game in a way, rather than always having to go up against these absolute mad lads, basically.
Yeah, that is nice. I think because you were saying that, the skill level, your skill level wouldn't be as good as, say, some of the top guys. So it is nice to get that balance against the NPCs, build up your gear, and then maybe have a chance against the bigger lads. How is I suppose the team play, is that a huge aspect of it? You seem to be playing a lot of kind of solo missions, but does it really shine when you're with a few guys?
That's because I have no friends, Ronan. Am I joking? No, I do actually prefer, honestly, I do play a lot at solo, but for several reasons I do prefer playing it in squads. There's the beneficial reasons for, like, if you kill someone, you can try and loot them while the other guy is watching your back, stuff like that. You can obviously watch different angles, but it's also absolute and utter crack. It's just great crack. Just bantering with people, and like, even if you're taking a run where you're not taking it seriously, it's just great because you're having an absolute laugh with lads. And then sometimes hilarious things can happen, like your teammates shooting you in the back of the head.
Yeah, I've seen that. That's a hilarious video.
Paddy.
So, I mean, Paddy, if you want to jump in here, because I know you've been playing it as well, do you agree with everything that John's saying?
Yeah, he is. Well, to be honest, I haven't really been gaming much this week. I was playing with John on Friday. The two of us got on. We were on. Who was on? We played till 4:30 in the morning.
Ooh.
Sat there, and a few people came in and helped us. Who was it, John, that came in? It was
Crammy came in, or who came in was Ultra Flat. Is that not Kim? I think that's Kim.
Yeah, that's Kim.
Who came in and he carried us nearly the whole way. The game is very difficult. Like, if you don't get into the map and look at who you're playing with and look them up and down, if you see them again, you're probably going to shoot them because you're not sure who's the bad guy, who's the bad guy, who's going to. John shot me.
I actually never did, but
what
we'll get into this later, Paddy.
Yeah, what happened basically was back and get his stuff. I'm after swapping all my gear out onto the dead body instead of taking the dead body's gear onto mine.
This was my fault.
No bother. I'm staying here. I'll loot these chests, these drawers or whatever. And all I hear then, John was gone a few seconds. And all I hear is gunshots. Do. And I said, John, there's someone here. There's someone here. Oh, I'm dead. And to be honest, when I'm playing Fortnite and stuff like that, you can see what other people are actually not dead. And in that game, you can't tell. So it's kind of one of them things you just say when you're playing a game. You know what I mean? So I was like, I'm dead. John took that literal that I was actually dead.
Oh, I'm sorry, I took that literally.
Yeah,
I'm sorry that I took that. I'm dead. I'm literal.
He took it literal. It wasn't my fault. And next thing I see some lad run by me. I said, John, he's after running by me. John wasn't listening to me properly. John, right? He runs by me. And I said, I'm going to wait for him to come back. And goes over looting the body. John comes back around. I'm on the floor and I pop him in the head. And that was the end of it. And I thought, oh, John, I'm the best at this game ever. I'm after killing some lad that's class at it. And he's like, yeah. And then we figured out that John was dead. And I was after
about 5 minutes later.
The video was fantastic, guys. I watched it and I swear I couldn't stop laughing. The fact that John goes to head inside, like in the door, and you're on the ground and waiting for him, and next minute is pop, and you're so happy, like you're like, I got him, and John's like, was that you? No, you were like, where were you? Oh, I was coming in the door. There was some guy lying on the ground. Yeah, that was
the moment
me.
of realization. Yeah.
It was absolutely brilliant. But do you know what? It's moments like that that do make these games amazing. I really love the fact that there is a difficulty there, that you don't have. I love the fact that there's not a lot of HUD. That's a big no for me in games, especially like that. I love like even with Horizon Zero Dawn, I'll turn off as much HUD as possible. You need stuff like compass, but mini-map goes for me.
We can't figure out if there's a compass. We can't figure that out. Did you figure that out?
No, there isn't. I don't think like I've watched people play it. I don't think there is a compass, dude. That's what the map is for, unfortunately.
Yeah, so
map either. You have to find the map as well. Like if John was leading, there was a lot of the time where if John died or something, he'd open my stream and pull up what I'm looking at, and then he'd guide me out. They guided me out some amount of times in that whole game. I got out the most that night, and nice. I killed the least, I'd say. But it's about survival. I got out with I got out with some amount of gear, like the whole, and then did it since. But the whole thing was absolutely packed from when I got into it or not. But the difficulty level is on. The game is very, very difficult, and if anyone's looking for a challenge, I definitely say pick it up.
Yeah.
When your stash gets too big, you can always upgrade. You can always get the enhanced.
That's my first game on keyboard and mouse as well. There is no option for control, and I'm getting there. But there's a lot of buttons to learn.
Same, yeah. My keyboard and mouse, I'm completely new to it. It's probably the hardest game. I've been told by several people it's the hardest game to be learning keyboard and mouse with. The people think it's insane.
I was told that if you learn it on keyboard and mouse in that game, you'll play it on any game. So it could be worse. It could be better to do it like that and learn on something like that.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, if it's a case, I think it's good the fact that you can't use a controller, so it nearly forces you to play it in that game.
Yeah.
You can't just say, "Oh, I'm sick of this. I'm using the controller." You just have to bear and grin it and go for it and try and get used to it. I mean, I find with mouse, because I've been using mouse and keyboard way back since like the Doom days and Half-Life 1. They would have been my kind of first games on mouse and keyboard. And after you get used to it, I can play a controller or mouse and keyboard now. And first-person shooters, there's something special about using a mouse and keyboard, especially when you know where your buttons are. Space is always jump. Like, it never really varies too much from game to game. And if it does, I usually switch them around anyway. To suit me. Like E was always kind of use for me, but I actually changed that recently to F.
It's F in Tarkov, by the way.
So is Q and E lean?
Yeah.
So that's kind of the way a lot of games are. PUBG, Rainbow Six, Siege, all the top shooters are the same, and it's just because they've been used and modified, and people are so used to that way of playing. So, like, fair play to you guys. It's not easy. Like, I hear a lot of people saying, "Oh, I'd love to play keyboard and mouse," and they never give it a go. They'll give it a quick go and get frustrated and step away. So, fair play to you. I can't wait to jump into that game. Hopefully, we'll have a big stream at the weekend. I've been playing. I want to talk a little bit about what we did last Saturday. Two of my mates came over. Tracy was gone she went away to Sligo for the night. So I texted two of the lads. I was like, "Do you want to call over? We'll have a FIFA tournament, or we'll do something anyway." And they were like, "Well, how about we bring over the TVs and we'll set up a LAN party?" So I was like, yeah, sure, why not? They came over with the TVs and PlayStations, and we set up 3 televisions, and we played Battlefield 4 from about 8 o'clock till about 2 or 3 in the morning, and it was amazing. It just reminded me of my childhood, the lads coming over, setting up games like Command and Conquer back in the day on PS1, and it was just a shout back to all the good times we had. Like, it's so easy now to play with people across the way, in an estate across the way. The guys only live like 2 estates down from me, so it's very easy to me to go, "Are you going online?" and they're online and you're chatting away. But there is definitely something special about having them there in the room and experiencing the same thing when you're in the same room as them. So I want to give a shout out to those guys, Johnny and David. They always listen to the show, so I'm sure they'll be listening in. So there was that. What's that?
Missing out on that kind of thing these days, or their mates coming over and
when I posted up the video, I didn't expect to get as much reaction, but everyone was like, "Oh, we need to do this, we need to get the whole crew back together, I used to do this back in the day," and you got to see a lot of that. And I hope I sparked some sort of something in people that would turn around and say, "Let's just do it," because it's very, very easy to do. All you need is a network. You go wireless on all the systems, and bang, you're in. Like, So it's easier now than ever to do. All you need is a couple of monitors and a couple of systems. So that was amazing. And then another thing that I picked up on PC was I got The Witcher for like £8. The summer Steam sale is on now, and I picked that up for £8. I have it on PlayStation, but I wanted to experience it again, and I wanted to experience it on my PC basically. So I put about an hour into that phenomenal game, like just mind blowing. The opening area, I've done the opening area, the training and stuff, and just the graphics and the way that game is built is masterful. And that's really what I've been playing. So no FIFA for me this week, but we'll get back to it when FIFA 20 comes out. We're thinking about maybe hosting one last tournament, aren't we, Paddy, in FIFA 19?
Might as well. I think we've only done one this year. Have we done two? I'd say we've done two actually this year, but we definitely should do another one.
Yeah, we might do another one before FIFA 20 comes out.
I'm up for that.
Yeah, definitely. Any more games that you guys have been playing? John, you were about to jump in. Were you playing something else?
Basically, as I play every single week of my life, I was playing The Binding of Isaac Rebirth, but I'll be saying that every week if I bring it up. It's
like
just
Paddy
my go-to.
Fortnite.
Yeah, that's just the game I always play. So
I actually played very little Fortnite this week. Poor Dave that is feeling weak. Poor Dave. Shout out to Dave.
Shout out to Dave. Dave's in the chat there. Paddy, whatever, you haven't really been playing much, is that what you're saying, Paddy?
No, my birthday day was there on Monday, and to be honest, I've just been busy all week. I haven't really been doing anything, no gaming at all. I'm starting to get that old itch, you know what I mean? Scratching myself.
Get back on the grind.
I need to get the gaming done. Yeah, the grind. The gaming grind. The Fortnite grind. They brought back the. I'm sorry. I'm gonna shout out. They brought back the pump. I'm like, what the.
Of course they did, because half the world was screaming that it wasn't in it.
They brought nearly all the weapons back. It's like, what's the point, lads? You only took it out a month ago. Like, give it a chance.
So is that devaulted? Is that what that means?
Yeah, they devaulted. They devaulted loads of them. They got rid of it. They brought a new gun in when that John Wick thing came out. It's a assault rifle, SMG kind of thing, and they got rid of that already. That was only like a month ago. I don't know.
Let me see. So what we'll do is we'll go on to news, guys. We've a small bit to get through. Hasn't been anything too crazy in the news this week after E3, so bear with us. But the first actually piece of news is a fairly big one. If you are a PUBG lover, which I am, I play PUBG extensively and still love it to this day. I always consider it to be the best realistic battle royale game. Compared to Call of Duty or any of those games, Apex isn't very realistic, but I'm trying to separate it away from Fortnite, if you get me. PUBG is really kind of number one for me. So we have here, we're basically getting a new game, and the next PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds game is in development. The game's publisher has announced this is an untitled game. There's an untitled game being made by a new studio named Striking Distance, which has appointed ex-Call of Duty and Dead Space developers Glenn Schofield as CEO, and that actually makes me very excited. I'm glad that these these guys are getting some work. The Dead Space game series even is just brilliant, and I am a huge fan of Dead Space. One in particular is just an absolute masterpiece. So to have these guys come in and create a game that has you reckon it's a PUBG 2, Paddy, is it?
It's something on the same basis, but it's a standalone game. So they're putting it on that it's going to be the same thing, but I don't think it's going to be a battle royale.
Okay.
As men, I think that's what they're going to do. But it's the same kind of developed and probably more realistic. Maybe they're going for a storyline kind of game, but it's definitely not going to be a battle royale this time. Yeah,
and before I play the kind of the announcement for it, John, what do you make of this?
To be honest with you, PUBG, I played a little bit of it. Again, it's not the kind of game I would normally play. But I did dip my hat into it, and it's my second favorite battle royale that I played. I did actually quite like Blackout. That's just because I'm a Call of Duty player. So when you play Call of Duty Blackout on a controller, you just feel at home. But I did play a little bit of PUBG. I enjoyed what I played. From reading the article about it, I agree with Paddy. It doesn't sound like it's going to be a battle royale. Okay. So, and because I've gotten the people in from Dead Space and all that, I wonder if they're just going to do, and it's highly unlikely maybe with the type of game it is and the climate we're in, but Would it be a single player game just based in that universe with a story?
Well, on that note, let's go over to the announcement and let's hear what the CEO has to say.
Hi, I'm Glenn Schofield. I'm happy to announce that I've just joined PUBG Corporation as CEO of a new independent game studio called Striking Distance. We're working together to build the studio from the ground up so we can begin crafting an original narrative experience in the PUBG universe. I've had a lot of opportunities to make some remarkable games throughout my career. At Visceral Games, we created the third-person survival horror shooter Dead Space. When I co-founded Sledgehammer Games, we got to work on the industry-defining Call of Duty franchise. After a lot of hard work and good times, the team and I were able to ship 3 incredible games. But now I'm looking to take those experiences to explore new designs and concepts at the Striking Distance headquarters in San Ramon, California. As a creative, the freedom to explore the PUBG universe has me excited about the possibilities, which we view as beyond Battle Royale. And I'm excited for the next step, which is finding the right people to join us on this journey. I'm looking forward to telling you more when I can, but until then, thank you for sharing this special moment with me.
There's 5 people watching on Twitch.
So that is the announcement for the new game coming from the guys that are that have worked on PUBG, and again the Dead Space CEO as well has come in as well to work on that, and that makes me excited. He actually says there that it's going to be a narrative driven game, so like you said, John, it's going to be possibly story. You know, it would be nice if it was, just the fact that we're talking about it, Escape from Tarkov, that style, but have like a little bit maybe of a narrative about it. So, any more words on the new game from that the new development team?
I guess we'll have to see more about it to know exactly what it is. It's been early days yet, so it's hard to kind of comment on it too much.
Yeah, it's exactly. It's kind of I need to do a little bit more research on what's going on with that.
As you said, though, excited about the people that they got on board, though, especially if it's going to be narrative and story driven, because they've done great stuff in the past.
Dead Space 4, no? Or a Dead Space prequel, maybe? As far away as 3 as possible.
Yeah, exactly.
So the next piece of news is the PSN games for July have been announced, and they are Pro Evolution Soccer 2019 and retro game Horizon Chase Turbo. Paddy, what's your thoughts on this?
Those are awful. Well, I suppose if you don't mind buying Pez, if you don't mind picking up Pez for nothing, it's not too bad. But like, to be fair, if they're upping the prices on PSN and then throwing out these games, you're not too happy about it, are you? Well, I'm not anyway, I'll tell you that. Higher titles, even if they dropped it down to 1 good title, it wouldn't be too bad. But dropping down to 2 is a bit much.
John?
Yeah, I would be similar to that, only that I might pick up Pro because, as you know, like, I play FIFA, so it might be because it's for free. I wouldn't mind giving it a go. That's not too bad. I've absolutely no interest in the second game, but yeah, it's fairly mediocre in my opinion, to be honest with you.
I can agree. What are going to do? Like, what are they going to do to get back on the bandwagon of what they used to be years ago? Because they're nothing compared to what they used to be. People used to be picking between FIFA and Pro Evo all the time, and there's very little comparisons.
Yeah,
there still is, because I do know a few people swear by Pro Evolution just by the game mechanics on their own.
It was like,
it's not as big as it was, but there is definitely still a fan base out there. Does anybody know? Do they still have like Man Red and City Blue and stuff? Or
oh yes. Oh yes, they do.
Oh, I was a pro player back in the day, and
so
I'd be one of those people that would be like you know, F FIFA. I'm definitely going for Pro Evolution.
I'm going to spend 50 hours editing every team, putting the crests on everything like that. It was part of the game.
And then in January, making sure that all the January they go into the right
transfers
teams
were true. Yeah.
Yeah. Same.
But if you really want to be picky on that end of it, you can go and download a file, stick it on a USB, put it in your PlayStation, and copy all the jerseys, all the team names, all the player names on. I did it on last year's. And the only thing I'll say about Pro Evolution, I was the same as you, John. I was a massive Pro Evolution fan back in the day. I think up to even Pro Evolution 6, it was just phenomenal. I think when it went to PS3, that's when it started to fail, when it went to that system. But what I will do with definitely with PES is I'll play that, because PES has a great thing where if you play that online, you can do a World Cup online, and the way that the online works on that is it's a point system, and it's done as if you were in a group, and then you're into the knockout stage, and then you're into the semis, quarterfinal, semis, final, and it's structured like that. Now, the only thing I'll take away from the online is the games are super short. I think they're 5 minutes a half. They are 6 minutes in FIFA, but that is a major difference when you're so used to playing the standard 6 minutes. Pro Evolution 19 is okay. It's not anywhere near where FIFA is. It is still a fairly, well-loved game for the people that are still into the Pro Evolution series. Like, people say that it's a good Pro Evolution game, but FIFA is so far beyond because of the online structure, because of Ultimate Team, because of pro clubs, and they have a pretty solid server base as well. But I'll pick it up. What I do want to say is we had a pretty good month last month. So the people that are complaining this month, are probably the ones that are still playing through Borderlands. Like, there is hundreds of hours of gameplay in that Borderlands collection. And plus we got Sonic as well, which is a absolute fantastic game. So before you kind of this month, which I totally understand people are a little bit upset, you have to think about what they gave us last month. And even if you look back from last month, the month before that wasn't great. So maybe next month we're going to be hit with a couple of big hitters. That's just kind of my prediction on it. But we'll move it on before we upset too many people talking about this month's PSA games.
Go to Xbox right now.
Yeah, somebody said that they were free on Xbox for the last 3 months. I can't remember who it was, but I remember someone saying that. So the next big piece of news, guys, is Super Mario Maker is out tomorrow on Nintendo Switch. And I mean, Nintendo Switch, if a console is ever killing it as much as that thing, that Nintendo Switch is just, like, I want one so badly. My biggest issue is I don't have the money for them. I personally think they are actually worth the money that they're going for, because of what they are, because you can dock them, because you can take them out as a handheld. I think a lot of people look at it as just a handheld, but it's so much more than that, and it's trying to invent a wheel like Nintendo always do. And now you've got these development companies coming in, like CD Projekt Red want to bring The Witcher to it, or are bringing The Witcher to it, and you have great in-house IPs like this coming, and people love Super Mario Maker. We have a trailer here, and John is going to kind of run us through what he makes of this, and what reports are coming out of Super Mario Maker 2.
So Super Mario Maker 2. I have a Switch myself. I'm very interested in picking this up. I never actually got to play the first one, which because I never had a Wii U. But it's always something that I've watched a lot of people play online, and I know a lot of people who played it that absolutely adore it. I love the concept because I love running Mario levels anyway. I had a few goes of that Mario Battle Royale that was short-lived, but because I just love running
you got into
Mario
that,
levels.
Did you? Nice.
A little bit. I had a few. I never came with the top 3, but it still did. I only finished it once, and I was near the back of the pack. But what looks so good about this is just what I've been hearing anyway from online is just a lot of people were worried about on the Wii U. You used to be able to make the levels through the touchpad. And a lot of people were worried that wouldn't transfer across to the Joy-Cons. But what I've been hearing from most reviews is that you get over that very quickly. And it's just as easy as ever to create the levels. So that's good.
Awesome.
But also, there is also a little bit of pushback. And again, it's all pretty much positive reviews. I call this more of a nitpick that people are coming out with, is that you still can't play online with your friends. It's only local couch co-op, or it's either on the same device, or if you're in the same house with someone with their Switch. So you can play kind of over different Switches in the same location. So some people are kind of annoyed by that. But that's only like a slight nitpick, and it's Nintendo just kind of being Nintendo. They've never been too advanced when it comes to their online kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But it's Mario. People are going to buy it, and it looks phenomenal, and I actually can't wait. I'm fairly certain I'm going to pick it up, and I can't wait to. I'd be more inclined to play levels than build levels.
I was going to ask you that, actually. That was the next question.
Yeah.
Would it be a case that you'll just go in and play other people's created levels?
I will definitely for sure create a few levels. But if you've seen, and I know I did games design and games development in college, but I'm 100% definitely a developer over a designer. I love the code. So when it comes when I see how people lay out levels, like from seeing videos of Super Mario Maker 1, some of them are just like actually ingenious. And I don't think I have the brain to make something that cool. So I'll make a stupid little level where you get run through. It's like, hey, well done, you did it. You did my level. But I can't wait to play like those absolutely mind-bending. How did they actually think of doing that levels that I've seen in Super Mario Maker 1?
Deadly. So just to pick your brain a little bit there, John, I just want to ask you a quick question. What is your favorite level design in a video game ever?
Ooh, that is a tough one. Probably just because of how well I still know it, and actually, there's probably a nostalgia factor to this one.
That's okay.
But I love the first zone in we'll say the whole zone, Emerald Green, whatever it's called, Emerald Isle.
Yeah.
The in Sonic 1.
Awesome.
I still play that level, and like I can run through it in like 30 seconds, and like it's just because I've done it so many times, and I think it's just perfect. Well, just Sonic games in general, the first three, and obviously Sonic Mania, where the way they keep just the forward momentum going, and if you know exactly where to jump, where to go, where to roll, you can just stay going in a straight line and never have to stop and just kill enemies along the way. And the design in those games has always just really impressed me. Even as like a kid, I was actually like, "Oh, this is cool."
In your little kiddie voice.
That's how I sounded as a kid. Oh, mommy,
exactly like that.
Go to bed, John.
No, that's deadly. I'm going to be asking you a few more questions along the kind of game development side of things as we go through the shows, but thanks a million for that. I'm sure if you had to think about it, there'd be 10 other games that you'd probably throw. But
I was a bit on the spot there, but that is genuinely that is a genuine answer.
Though. Yeah, good answer. Probably the best answers you get is when you get put on the spot like that, so the first thing that comes to your mind gets said, so thanks for that. So the next big news, guys, is there was a survey done in UK, France, Germany and Spain, and 70% of the gamers surveyed say they're not interested in a video game streaming service, meaning only 50% of the surveyed gamers are interested in a Netflix-style streaming service for games in the 4 territories included in the study. The remainder either don't know, which is 12%, or already utilize a service akin to Google Stadia or Microsoft xCloud, such as the current market leader, PlayStation Now. So what is your opinion on this survey, guys? It's a little bit, I suppose we could play around with it a little bit, because in terms of it says that they're not interested in a streaming service, but then at the end it throws out that some of these people are actually using a streaming service. So you can take that with whatever way you want. What do you reckon, Paddy?
I don't know. I don't know how many people are in this survey. That's kind of a thing which is a problem. But the more and more we go every week, the more and more it looks bad for Stadia. The more and more stuff comes out all the time about it, and it just doesn't look yet. Maybe all the gamers aren't ready. I don't know if it's gamers being gamers saying we only want physical. That's it. You know, a lot of gamers are like that. So maybe that could be a lot of why they're saying they're not interested in this service. I'm very interested in a streaming service, a gaming service. Like we've gone over this loads of times. If you had all the games, Stadia is not doing what I thought they do anyway. But in a Netflix style, it's not the same thing. A list of games ready to go that you didn't have to download or anything, that you paid a subscription fee a month.
Yeah.
To be honest, I got the PC. I kind of had it in my head about that there wasn't that need for download. When I got a PC, I wouldn't have to download as much, but you still have to download the full games or whatever and put it on the PC.
Yeah.
And so you don't have to download the full game. You click in and just play it straight away. That sounds unreal, especially to people that don't have. I suppose you need good internet for that as well. I think I take the survey with a bit of a pinch of salt as well.
Yeah.
Be done. What they're doing, you don't know what gamers they picked. Was it at colleges? Was it you know, where was it? They have to come out with all this information first before you take it and say
Yeah,
that's true.
I totally agree. I think the survey is to be taken with a pinch of salt, but I also think that the biggest issue going forward for Stadia is not that it's a streaming service and not I suppose what they're bringing to the table, because they can switch and they can change their pricing and they can add more games. I think their biggest issue at the moment is Google Stadia is just a streaming service, whereas Microsoft xCloud and whatever PlayStation brings, if it's PlayStation Now Plus or whatever they're going to be bringing,
Xbox are working together now as well. That's a big
for the online. But I'm talking about Xbox have so many. You have a piece of hardware that can play digital, that can play CDs, that can have this streaming service. There's so many more outlets there for the consumer, and I think by throwing all your eggs into the basket and saying I don't want a console anymore, I'm going to get Google Stadia, next week your internet is down for a day, gaming's out the window. Like, imagine if you have a system like the Xbox or the new Xbox, new PlayStation, that the internet goes down, but you can still play whatever's loaded onto that. I think there's something still a little bit special about that. My internet has gone down several times in the last year, and I'll just throw on a single player game and be happy with it. You know what I mean? I like the fact that sometimes the internet goes down, I can relax and I can play a single player game. But these things are going to happen, and the internet is not a fully secure system yet. And I think what Google Stadia are bringing is just way too limited on games, too limited on just what it's bringing in terms of pricing. And I just think because Microsoft and Xbox and PlayStation have been in the game for so long, they know that they need other outlets. PlayStation Now is a fantastic service, but maybe about 50% of the PlayStation install base use it, and anyone that uses it said it's a great service, but it's still a secondary outlet for that system.
The thing that's holding Stadia back a big time as well is studios and games. Do you know what I mean? They don't have the games ready yet to go. They don't. If PlayStation and Xbox have that ready to go, that's where they're ahead. That's why to me they're ahead.
Yeah.
I completely thought it was a different thing when Stadia was announced. Unfortunately, it's not what it is. I don't think they're going to get any further than Xbox or PlayStation, especially Xbox and PlayStation joining together or whatever they're doing. That's such a big move. It's a great move to do, to go back at Google.
Yeah, the joining together is to do with the network infrastructure. It was reported that even people on the ground level didn't know anything about this partnership. The people. Yeah, exactly. It was done very high above, and it was just to do with Microsoft helping PlayStation out with the online structure for a streaming service, and I think that's fantastic. I think it shows that they're trying to help each other out. Microsoft, in fairness to them, they have really impressed me, not in terms of the new IPs that are coming or games. They have really impressed me with the fact that they want you to be able to play their games on everything. They want the cross-play. They want to give you as many games on PC as possible. They're not forcing your hand to go out and buy a console. They're saying, okay, well, you can actually get Game Pass for PC, so you can play all your games on PC. You don't need to go and get an Xbox. And I think that's a really, really cool move from them. I think it's a good message to send. And I think PlayStation... it's something that PlayStation could probably do it a little bit more as well, and I think they will follow that path as well. So, like, in terms of Xbox, the way they're going, their future, it's impressing me at the moment. I would just like to see a little bit more new IPs coming out of their main studios.
IPs coming out from everyone. It seems to be slowing down. Like, where's all the games, lads? Come on. It's very slow at the minute.
Going back to the whole streaming part of it, would I be interested in streaming platform like that? My main problem is because I actually am pretty much gone 100% digital. I don't have the nostalgia anymore for, like, I need to have it on the box. I haven't had that for a while. I just like the convenience of digital. But I live in as you've said before, I live in the back sticks of nowhere. So my main problem would be internet. Is my internet powerful enough to play it? And even if they say you can play it on lower internet, but you can play it on like 720 at 30 frames per second at this speed, sure, okay, but then I can also just play it locally at normal settings. So if my internet is that bad, why would I be like, sure, I can play it on the lower settings? So my main problem with it is always online internet thing because my internet is crap down here, basically. So that's why I would be kind of wary of it. But obviously, that's probably a bit of a selfish reason, because if I had better internet, I'd probably be like, sure, no, it's fine.
Yeah, but you're not the only one with that issue, John. So it's a valid point. Any more we want to throw in before we go to a word from our sponsor?
I don't know. Pray for Stadia.
Pray for Stadia.
It's interesting, but it's I don't see it being more. I still just like playing my. It doesn't interest me enough to change. Just me personally.
I think the big thing that kind of is sticking in my head now at the moment is Stadia are bringing out a free, I don't know, sampling package that you can sample the service. So I think that will tell a lot of how stable it is. And I mean, the big game that they're pushing is Destiny 2. I mean, Destiny 2 is dead for all intents and purposes. I'm sorry, like Destiny 1, like
how dare you?
Destiny 1 was a very good game, great gameplay. Destiny 2, people love that for a lot shorter than Destiny 1, and I'm sorry, but I think that's a totally dead in the water game.
Purchased Destiny 2 on the back of Ronan advising it, and Ronan, I wanted to hit you with the game.
What's that?
I actually went out and bought Destiny 2 on your advice, and it was bad.
Well, in fairness, I actually won't say, I didn't say the game is bad. The game is actually one of the, it has some of the best gameplay that you will ever play in a video game, in a shooter. It's butterly smooth. It's the same developers, you know, from Call of Duty and Halo combined, and the gameplay is perfect. The story, not so much. The world is a little bit bland, but I think gameplay, moment to moment, playing that with your friends is where that game really shines. And I think it did have something special. Yeah, you didn't like it. That's fair enough. Not like there's a couple of people that said the same exact kind of opinion as you, Paddy. It's not for everyone. But Destiny, you know, it was a very popular game, made a lot of money. But to make that as your pinpoint free game that you're going to bring out, I don't know. It's just a little bit weird to me. But without,
I don't know what they'd bring up, but they could do it. Team up for Fortnite.
Yeah, well, they could do that as well, but
they need original IPs, because then why wouldn't you just get? I know for the whole streaming, they do need their own original stuff. Stadia, they need it.
100%. We all know how hard that is to come by.
Yeah.
Okay, so just a word from our sponsors, guys. We'll be back in just a jiffy. Hey guys, the Alpha Fox here, and I just want to bring you a quick message from our sponsor. Our mission at Kaiju Gaming Lounge is to bring the social aspect back to video games in Cork City. There is a tendency with online video games for people to spend a lot of time alone while playing games with their friends over the internet, which may become isolating at times. We want to offer an alternative to spending time alone or in a pub, and instead engage in some friendly competition with existing friends or meet new ones in the process. Kaiju Gaming Lounge is the #1 sponsor for TROP-CAST, the #1 gaming podcast in Ireland, and the official podcast of the Republic of Players. And we are back, and that was a message from our sponsor Kaiju Gaming Lounge in Cork. Make sure you stop by there, jump in. We are planning something big there very soon, aren't we, Paddy? I don't know whether you want to announce that, or we can keep it under wraps.
Yeah, not yet.
We'll keep it under wraps then. There won't be a scoop on that just yet, guys. Apologies. So the next bit of news is a charity live stream raises 3.7 million for a children's hospital in Memphis. Fortnite streamer Ben Dr. Lupo broke the record for most money raised, pulling in around 1 million by playing Fortnite with different self-imposed restrictions. He had massive donations from big streamers like Tim the Tapman, Ninja, and It's Mep. Is that right, Paddy?
Or something, is it SMP or something? I don't know who he is, but he was in
some other streamer anyway, Fortnite streamer. Yeah. But that's amazing. Dr. Lupo is actually he's a bit of a cool guy, isn't he? Like he's pure chilled on stream. I'm talking about the same guy, haven't I?
Yeah, I'm talking about Dr. Lupo. Yeah, he's a nice fella, right? It kind of shows you the power that's in the streamers have these days to raise that much money for something. It'd be very like celebrities could put on big massive events and not make that much money. You know, it's unreal that they're able to do this. that he's able. I think he donated himself like 50 grand as well, which is very nice of him.
Class.
It shows how much money he's making.
Yeah.
Serious money made.
It's unbelievable, but fair play to them. Like, I mean, for a children's hospital, if the government were throwing that much a week into children's schools and hospitals in this country, it'd be a lot better place. So fair play to them. So the next piece of news is the Steam Summer Sale has officially started. You will be able to grab bargains with the likes of Assassin's Creed Odyssey at 50% off, Just Cause 3 at 85% off, Soul Calibur 6 67% off, and myself and John actually picked up The Witcher 3, which we mentioned at the start of the show. I actually picked up the cheap version, which is just the base game, which is about 60 hours of deliciousness, where John picked up the super duper edition for, what was it, $14.99?
$14.99, I'm pretty sure, yeah.
So if you want to jump into the Steam, there is a massive sale going on at the moment, so head over there and check that out. So the next one is for all you Twitch streamers out there. I stream to Twitch. John, you're a Twitch streamer. John, you're actually a subscriber of mine for the last 9 months, aren't you? Thank you so much for that, dude. Never got to personally thank you apart from on stream, so thank you.
Except every time you thank me, every single time.
Well, you know what I mean. Like, true. Yeah, well, that's true. I'm the one talking, so yeah. But I can't thank you enough. Isn't that what this?
Cheers, dude. No problem. I've been there since that Forza stream, your first one.
Wow, jeez, that feels like an age ago, doesn't it? Yeah. And Paddy streams over on the Rep of Players Twitch channel, and you're doing great things over there as well, Paddy. You were rocking Apex for a long time.
Fortnite, Apex, now Tarkov.
Now Tarkov. And now the podcast, I believe, is it?
The podcast is live there now as well. Now we're trying new things. We're developing. It's not great at my camera, lads. I'm sorry if it's cutting out.
It's okay. So I wonder, will you be able to charge people to watch this podcast soon with this new
if we get more people in.
So Twitch has introduced a new feature today that allows certain qualified on its service to stream exclusively to their channel's paid subscribers. Simply called Subscriber Streams, the feature is available for affiliates and partners, aka the people who can receive paid subscriptions from viewers, as John does for me. Users who are not subscribed to a channel and who open a subscriber stream will see a preview of the stream, but will not be able to watch the full broadcast without paying to subscribe. Using the monthly free subscription award to Twitch Prime members works the same way. Any normal subscription works and allows access. So for me, I don't think this is any sort of disadvantage for streamers. I actually think this is great because it's your choice if you want to do like a specialized stream. And I think even talking about what the guys did before, a charity stream, if you want to do a charity stream and you want people to subscribe to your channel and then all subscription fee goes to the charity, that could be a nice way to use that. But what do you guys think? Is this something that you will avail of?
Not yet, because if I was to avail of it, same 2 or 3 people, if I had a higher subscription base, then I would. What I like about it is people have kind of been doing stuff like this already. There's a Twitch streamer called Northern Lion, and he does subscriber Sundays. And his version of it is that every Sunday, because you could always do this, he switches the chat to subscriber only, so that you could only chat to everybody could watch him. You could only chat to him on Sunday. And he used to. I was watching a video with him before. He said that's the day where he gets most of his subscriptions, like new subscriptions, because people want to talk to him in the chat. Okay. So you could see it. Smart. You could see it being the same kind of idea now that I could 100% see him changing it now to being a subscriber stream. That's obviously a terrible idea because people are just going to see it as being money hungry, and you're not going to get more subscribers because nobody's going to be able to see your stream. But nobody new is going to be able to see your stream. So, but I think it's a great idea for having it like one day a week. If you have the subscriber base there, that you're not just talking to one guy. Yeah. I think it's a good idea. I think it's a great way to not only get people to want to come into your stream, but just to be more personalized with your subscribers. Because obviously your text is going to be going slower because you got less people just spamming stuff, normal followers, whatever, or non-followers just spamming stuff in your chat. You can just have a slower, nice chat with all your subscribers. And it's just intimate and nice. And I actually think it's a good idea.
Sweet. Paddy?
I don't know. I don't think... if free for me, for myself, if I was going on Twitch and I was scrolling on Twitch, a new person I haven't seen before, say they were playing Tarkov or Fortnite or myself, and I clicked in, and I could only watch them for minutes. After, to be honest, I don't think you can get intimacy with a person to be able to learn to want to subscribe to them. There's only 15 minutes or whatever, a small amount of time of a say just put Pokemon or something, for example. Say the people that own Pokemon decided they wanted to start a 24-hour Pokemon channel on Twitch, and you subscribed and you get to watch the channel. But for a person that's only been a streamer, streaming games all day, I don't think it'll work the same. I think it'd have to be some kind of content continuously going. That's an option to stream to them for a month, pay for the month. Subscribe to a person. You could subscribe for a reason. There's a massive. I only subscribed to a couple of people, and I really, really like them. But it's still a big deal to me to pay money to someone every month.
Oh yeah.
To be honest, but I think it'd work. Its form of content, it would work. But asking, had a massive base already, like Ninja or something. For streamers, I don't think it's going to work. You'd never be in that category for a long time to ask people that you have to pay me to watch me. Or Twitch, watch people. It's your own. You're giving your money of your own free will. Do you know what I mean? That's the kind of the. To do this, I think it's a bad move.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point. The way I kind of looked at this a little bit differently, the way I kind of looked at this was, I suppose, not forcing people to subscribe to you, but more creating a more private stream for your subscribers. I think that's
how I would have seen it.
Yeah, that was kind of like so you wouldn't have randomers coming in. You'd have your close knit community. Like, I think it'd be good for, say, someone like Absolute Phil that does have a pretty decent community, and he could have like a special FIFA stream and it's just for subscribers. Maybe he could have a pro clubs tournament where he brings in subscribers, so he knows that whoever's in the chat is a subscriber, and then he can bring them in to play with him.
I think it would work a lot as well if you ever see these on Facebook or something. Do you ever see these groups where they have like business groups, and it's like one-to-one stuff like that? That might work.
Yeah. Where
you say to them, you're in a VIP group, if you want to come watch my broadcast, I'm on at this, you have to subscribe.
Yeah.
But I just don't see it. You know, I understand absolutely. Maybe once a week, like John said, it would have to be a small, minute week, but it would not work constant.
No, I completely agree with you.
No, definitely not.
It's got more options, the better. But I'd never use it. It'd be a long time before I'd ever think about it.
Yeah, there has to be a bit of a strategy there. Like, you can't just throw it up. I'm in a secret stream, like, come subscribe. You're literally just doing the exact same thing as you would like any other night.
You're sitting there and you're just be right back. That's what
you're just like, oh, only one person subscribe.
Yeah.
Upset that there's one guy in, like.
Exactly.
As usual.
Not you again.
Just us three watching the podcast on Twitch.
Yeah. So we're going to go into a bit of a deep dive here, guys. We are going to do our topic of the week, and it is literally titled, Why Do We Game? And John, I'm going to throw this one to you first. So why do you play video games?
Sorry, my screensaver went off there for a second. You all went black. Okay, I'm back.
Hello.
Hello. Why do I game? It's a weird one because it's probably the same as anyone my age and that has been around this kind of lifestyle. I've been gaming pretty much all my life, even since I was like a child. Like, my first console was a Master System, and from Master System into a Mega Drive, into a Super Nintendo. Then I went the route of like the N64, Dreamcast, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and Xbox One and PS4. That was basically my and a lot of people say that like they might to get away from it all. I just think I like the medium. I just like that I am in the story and I feel like I'm a part of it. That's why I generally play. I play very little multiplayer games. I think maybe like FIFA, and I used to play a lot of COD back in the day. That was pretty much it for me in my multiplayer. Now I'm playing a bit of Tarkov, obviously, but that came out of absolutely left field for me liking that game. But I just like single player games because you feel like you're part of the story. It's the whole thing. The first time you came in with like Gordon Freeman, the silent protagonist, even though you were Gordon Freeman, he was you because he didn't say a word. So like when someone asked you a question, you weren't getting this guy going, anytime, kid. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I wouldn't say that. This guy's way too confident. No, it was you reacting to the situation. Do you know what I mean? That's what I love about games like Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, and of course Half-Life. The whole story-driven, you pick your own answer. Well, Half-Life, I suppose, you didn't really pick your own answers, but like just a story-driven silent protagonist game where it's all intents and purposes, it's you playing the game. So and even if you do something bad, you feel a lot worse doing it than if you're like just Cooley McBritches, the character who's going around freaking anytime, dude. I just love it, and I think it's just a good medium. It's a good medium for telling stories, for getting you invested, and I just waste a lot of time on them. I just love them. That's really it for me. I just love them. Awesome. I just love the way. Yeah. Great
answer, John. Paddy?
It's the same as every other medium. It's an escape, isn't it? You're investing yourself into a world that doesn't exist. You let your imagination run free, and you get to take part in someone else's imagination by diving into these games. Single player, someone else's world. John said it's you become that character. If it's Link or Duke Nukem, or then you enjoy the game you're playing more and more, and then you want the second one, and you dive back into the world again. You pick it up. I think it's escapism. I honestly do think that's what it is. It's the same as diving into a book, diving into a film. You get away from the world. You get away from reality. And I think that's why nearly everybody games. And if it's not even nowadays with the multiplayer and stuff, it's great to jump online and have the crack like me and John.
Yeah.
Or for the last while we've been around the same shoulders, but we played the game 1-on-1, just beside each other, like playing. We had the best crack like ever. We were friends for a long time, and that's what games do. They involve you in a world. They put you in a situation. You let your character out. You're joking around. You're messing. You're both trying to do the same thing. Gaming brings people together as well.
Yeah,
it's a great thing to do. It's a great pastime. Here, I suppose it's a podcast because we love gaming so much.
Awesome. I suppose I'm a little bit nervous answering this question because there's so many aspects of why I like gaming. And I suppose I'll start with the way John started. So when I was growing up, I mean, since I was 4 or 5, I had a PC in the house, and I played games like the original Prince of Persia, Doom, Indiana Jones, all these games that started on floppy disk. And then as I kind of got into my teenage years, I hit Sega Mega Drive, then PS1, PS2, then Xbox, PS3, PS4, PC, and like at 30 years of age, I'm 31 now. When I was 30, I built my own PC for the first time ever, and that was a lifelong dream of mine. Like, it really was. It was something that I thought I'd never do because of the money aspect, but when I started researching and I started looking into it, I realized that I could do it in blocks. There was a time in my life where I wasn't this crazy into gaming. It was always two loves for me. It was music and gaming. Music was a massive part of my life. If anyone knew me 10 years ago, they would have thought I would have went on to be some sort of musician, producer, but I'll be honest, and I haven't really told a lot of people this. I've told Paddy, but I'm trying to create this community that allows people to say what they feel, and if they do have issues, that they can come forward. So when I was 21 years of age, I had been DJing since I was 16, and I went into a nightclub and I set up the decks, and we have like monitor speakers when you DJ, so it's literally the speaker in front of you. And the volume was broken on that speaker and we couldn't turn it off, so we had to play the gig obviously, and I ended up damaging my ears like severely. traumatizing them for like years. Literally, like I was 21. I'm only getting over it in the last 4 years, and I'll be honest with you, gaming really saved me through those dark times. It was always like, instead of playing video games, I would have made music, created music, did a mix, and all of a sudden that was stripped away from me. And I found some comfort in playing games, and not only playing games but seeing the creative side of games, like doing videos, and now I'm doing streaming. I always like to do something in a productive sense. I don't really like playing video games if I don't feel like I'm creating something, whether it's even just a video clip or doing a podcast like this talking about video games. But it was something that really did help me, and it wasn't the cure. I would never say that games is a cure for any sort of illness like that, whether it's mental health or a trauma like I went through. I suppose there was mental health illness attached to that because of what dark place it led me down, but it was definitely something that helped me get by the dark moments and give me that time to actually go out and seek help. And like I suppose I'm so thankful for gaming, because I am where I am now. My ears are, I suppose, 90% better than they were 10 years ago, and I suppose that's why I'm so grateful for this medium. It's like Paddy said, it's a place that brings people together. Us three know each other because of video games. I have friends in America because of video games. I have, all my friends like that are really close to me, my best friends in Mullingar. It's because we all love video games, and it's just this thing that it beats movies, it beats TV shows, it beats any other medium in the way it brings people together. And I suppose that's why it's special to me. It's something that really has been a massive part of my life, and I'll be forever grateful. And that's why I'm trying to always give back to the medium and try to promote it and try and see it, put it into a good light. So that's, I suppose, why I play video games.
God bless video games.
Yeah, God bless video games.
God bless video games.
Like kaiju gaming.
Yeah. So sorry for that deep dive, guys, but I wanted to kind of take advantage of that question, because it is something that I suppose I never got off my mind, and said it to you yourself, Paddy, had conversations to you about it, but now you know the full extent of it. So guys, do we have any community questions? We can get the hell out of here.
Don't know.
I'm gonna look back through. So a lot of people talking about Kim can't get into The Witcher 3. That's okay, man. I mean, games are not going to be for everyone just because
it's long, man.
It's long. It is very, very long, and like I can see the way some people wouldn't like it. The gameplay. I don't even know whether it's difficult, but it can fight against you sometimes, you know what I mean? I think even if you play Witcher 1 and 2, you really see that them games are trying to fight against you if you're trying to play those. But The Witcher 3 is a little bit more streamlined for me anyway, but not everyone has to like every game. Kim, you have a serious taste in games. Like you play Tarkov and you play PUBG, and we jumped on Forza Horizon as well, and you jumped on Sea of Thieves with me. So, there's plenty of other games out there. You don't have to like the Witcher to so slow. Yeah. That's it, man. It really is a slow burning game.
Yeah. To each their own, basically.
Exactly.
And yeah.
If we all liked the same game, it would be pretty boring, wouldn't it?
Very boring.
There'd be no conversation to have and give out to each other.
I also like that game. Me too.
Me too.
Guess what? So do I.
10 out of 10.
Very boring.
Brilliant. Class. Not looking like we're getting many questions in the chat. That's okay. So what we'll do is we'll do our shout outs and get out of here. Oh, here we go. Okay, he just says, when are we going to play Sea of Thieves as a big group? I don't know, dude. I'm not going to lie. I uninstalled that game. It wasn't for me.
Say again. What did you say?
Sea of Thieves. Have you played it?
I haven't played it. I've seen. I watched Petso and stuff play it, but I never got into it myself.
Which is weird because I absolutely love pirates. I love pirates in every media. Assassin's Creed Black Flag, no word of a lie, is one of my favorite games.
Fantastic.
I'm not even embarrassed to say it. It's one of my favorite games.
Oh, it's unbelievable. It's so
the
underrated.
sea shanties, being on the pirates and the sea shanties. Sally Brown, she's the girl for me, boy. Oh, it's just so good.
The music in that game is probably the best in any Assassin's Creed.
Yeah,
Phenomenal.
I love it.
Ultrafat says, though I game because of chronic playing, it's the one thing that takes my mind off it. Yeah, so there's like it really is a healer.
We can do it.
Yeah, so Paddy,
His back was sore. I don't know if it doesn't say what his pain's from, but I know his shoulders are sore anyway from last Friday. from carrying those pies.
Paddy, where can the good folks find you?
Over in the rep of players. It's actually live. We're actually live now on the Twitch. Anyone watching, thanks for tuning in. I'm going to try and do it every week from there, but the camera is a bit jumpy, so we'll have to see what the internet structure is like. We actually have another internet. We actually have another announcement.
You're breaking up there slightly, Paddy, so just be careful that people actually hear you.
Guess I break up.
Yeah, you're really badly breaking up.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
On and off, like.
On and off, yeah.
Say it then.
No. What we'll do is we'll leave it until next week, okay? When we're all kind of set. Is that okay?
All right, no bother. Yeah, that's no bother. You can catch me. Find me on Twitch. I'll be streaming Tarkov, I'd say, this week. I'm not really sure. I'll put something up. Anyway, if you want to look for me, find me on the Tarkov. You find me on the Republic of Players Facebook page, Twitter, the community. Chat to me anytime you want. And John, well done. Your first show was class.
Oh, thank you.
Fair play to you, John. John, where can the good folks find you?
Well, the good folks can find me on I'm Too Old for Gaming. Look on YouTube. Make sure you look for the logo of the old man, because there's another guy called Too Old for Gaming that's on there. Hilariously, like I went onto his channel.
An intruder.
He reviews PSP games.
No way.
Like, really randomly. And like that's his whole channel, which massive props. But if you're looking for me, either look for the logo is like an old man with an X going through him. So that's my logo. But I'm also Too Old for Gaming on Twitch. So YouTube and Twitch, Too Old for Gaming. That's TOO and then a 4. TOOOLD, then a 4, and then gaming.
Awesome. John, thank you so much for coming on. I think you did a great job. I think you're going to fit right in with this podcast.
Thank you.
Fair play to you.
Thank you very much, lads. Anytime, lads. Thank you very much.
Paddy, thanks a million again. We'll rock a show next week and we'll get the intranet sorted and hopefully get to that Twitch. But make sure to check us out, guys. We are on Spotify now. We're on YouTube. And hopefully next week we're going to have a couple of more outlets. We're hoping to get to Facebook. Isn't that right, Paddy?
Yeah, we'll see what the internet's. You know what the internet's like in this country. It's either good or it's bad. It's
yeah. We'll try and figure something out anyway. So yeah, you can find me. I am on Facebook at the Alpha Fox. Actually, just everything the Alpha Fox. Instagram, Facebook, Twitch. Your mother's microwave. You get me anywhere on that. And
mother's
also
microwave.
Sounds like a euphemism. I don't like it.
No.
The old mother's microwave.
Literally everywhere, the Alpha Fox. Catch me on the channel as well, or on the the community as well. What a way to end the show, hey? The big spiel earlier on about my life as a gamer, and then I end with that. Ultrafat, when am I getting Tarkov? I'm getting it tomorrow. I'm going to be getting it tomorrow, so I'm hopefully going to be streaming that over the weekend with you guys and getting stuck into that. I think I'm going to get fairly addicted to it. Me and Kim played it before, but I only played it for a short time and didn't really get to grips with it at all. But yeah, Spotify, YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the Twitch, make sure you head over to the Republic of Players community, check out the awesome crew over there, make sure you just check us out everywhere, and we've got a massive announcement next week, and I mean one of the biggest, like our second biggest was, or our biggest up to this point was John coming on board, so it's I won't even say it's bigger than that, it's probably on par with that, because that one was a big one.
Oh yeah, massive.
But John, thanks a million. Paddy, thank you. This has been the Republic of Players podcast, episode 35, and we are out.